What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All God's children, we got to come together and share the good feeling. 'Cause nothing ever gonna make this world better if we don't start believing that love really, really, really is the answer. Just like the wise men say, let the night come to see us, the music come free us, and let's start drifting away. Leave all our problems behind now, no worries. Everybody join hands, 'cause it's time now. It's time to spread the love all over the world. All God's people, spread the love all over the world. All over the world. All my brothers and sisters, ain't nobody can tell us that this planet is falling apart. No, no, no. If we just love each other, and lift up one another, shine a light from every heart. Leave all our troubles behind now. Everybody join hands, 'cause it's time now. Spread the love all over the world. All God's people, spread the love all over the world. Spread it all over the world. Spread it all over the world. We got to spread the love. We got to spread the love. Spread the love. Love is the ticket, the train it will take us. No one can stop us, nobody will break us. Follow the rhythm that leads us to heaven tonight. Leave all our troubles behind now. Whoa, whoa. Everybody join hands, 'cause it's time now. We got to spread the love all over the world. All God's people, spread the love all over the world. All God's children, spread the love all over the world. We've got to spread the love. Yeah, 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 yeah. Love is the ticket, the train it will take us. No one can stop us, nobody will break us. Follow the rhythm that leads us to heaven tonight.
As I walk through this wicked world, searching for light in the darkness of insanity, I ask myself, is all hope lost? Is there only pain and hatred and misery? And each time I feel like this inside, there's one thing I wanna know. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? And as I walk on through troubled times, my spirit gets so downhearted sometimes. So where I'd strong, who I'd have trusted, and where is that harmony, sweet harmony? 'Cause each time I feel it slipping away, just makes me wanna cry. What's so fun about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, what's so fun about peace, love, and understanding? Who I'd have trusted, and where is that harmony, sweet harmony. Cause each time I feel it slipping away, just makes me wanna cry. What's so funny about this southern understanding? Oh, what's so funny about this southern understanding? Oh, what's so funny about this southern understanding?
I believe kids ought to stay kids as long as they can. Turn off the screen, go climb a tree, get dirt on their hands. I believe we gotta forgive and make amends, 'cause nobody gets a second chance to make new old friends. I believe in working hard for what you got, even if it don't add up to a hell of a lot. I believe most people are good and most mamas ought to qualify for sainthood. I believe most Friday nights look better under neon or stadium lights. I believe you love who you love, ain't nothing you should ever be ashamed of. I believe this world ain't half as bad as it looks. I believe most people are good. I believe them streets of gold are worth the work, but I'd still want to go even if they were paved in dirt. I believe that youth is spent well on the young, 'cause wisdom in your teens would be a lot less fun. I believe if you just go by the nightly news, your faith in all mankind would be the first thing you lose. I believe most people are good and most mamas ought to qualify for sainthood. I believe most Friday nights look better under neon or stadium lights. I believe you love who you love, ain't nothing you should ever be ashamed of. I believe this world ain't half as bad as it looks. I believe most people are good. I believe that days go slow and years go fast, and every breath's a gift, the first one to the last. I believe most people are good and most mamas ought to qualify for sainthood. I believe most Friday nights look better under neon or stadium lights. I believe you love who you love, ain't nothing you should ever be ashamed of. I believe this world ain't half as bad as it looks. I believe most people are good. I believe most people are good. I believe most people are good.
Sometimes I lay under the moon, I thank God I'm breathing. And I pray, don't take me soon, cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't wanna fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will pay. One day, one day, one day, it's not about win or lose. We all lose when they feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood-drenched pavement, keep on moving though the water stay raging. In this maze, you can lose your way, your way. In my job, you crazy, but don't let it face you, no way, no way. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't wanna fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will pay. One day, one day. One day this all will change, treat people the same. Stop with the violence, down with the hate. One day we'll all be free and proud to be under the same sun, singing songs of freedom like one day, one day. All my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will pray. One day,
Listen, children, to a story that was written long ago about a kingdom on a mountain and the valley far below. On the mountain was the treasure buried deep beneath the stone, and the valley people swore they'd have it for their very own. Go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away. So the people of the valley sent a message up the hill, asking for the buried treasure, tons of gold for which they kill. Came an answer from the kingdom, with our brothers we will share all the secrets of our mountain, all the riches buried there. Now the valley cried with anger, mount your horses, draw your sword. And they killed the mountain people so they won their just reward. Now they stood beside the treasure on the mountain, dark and red. Turned the stone and looked beneath it. Peace on earth was all it said. Go ahead, hate your neighbor. Go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven. You can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day. On the bloody morning after, one tin soldier rides away. Go ahead, hate your neighbor. Go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven. You can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day. On the bloody morning after, one tin soldier rides away.
Sometimes I'm right and I can be wrong. My own beliefs are in my song. The butcher, the banker, the drummer, and then makes no difference what group I'm in. I am everyday people. Yeah, yeah.
There is a blue one who can't accept the green one, for living with the fat one, trying to be a skinny one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Sha, sha. We got to live together. I am no better, and neither are you. We are the same, whatever we do. You love me, you hate me, you know me, and then you can figure out the bag I'm in. I am everyday people. Yeah, yeah.
There is a long hair that doesn't like the short hair, for being such a rich one that will not help the poor one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Sha, sha. We got to live together.
There is a yellow one that won't accept the black one, that won't accept the red one, that won't accept the white one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
I'm everyday people.
Two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody talking about bagging, the tagging, the swagging, the magging, the ragging, the tagging, the this is the that, this is it for me. All we are saying is give peace a chance. That's all we're saying. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Yeah. Come on. Everybody's talking about ministers, 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 and judges, bishops, and bishops, and rabbis, and rabbis, rabbis, rabbis. All we are saying is give peace a chance. What do we say? Give peace a chance. All we are saying is give
All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give.
Hello, everyone. Oh, Cyril, you're muted. Okay, perfect.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are going to start in a few minutes. We just ask our guests to follow the event on Facebook. If you're not a speaker, please do not enter the StreamYard studio, but follow the event on Facebook. We are waiting for our president to arrive, so we will be here in a few minutes. Thank you for your patience.
One tin soldier rides away. Go ahead and have your neighbor. Go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven. You can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day. On the bloody morning after, one tin soldier rides away.
Sometimes I'm right and I can be wrong. My own beliefs are in my song. The preacher, the banker, the drummer, and then makes no difference what group I'm in. I am everyday people. Yeah, yeah.
There is a blue one who can't accept the green one, for living with the fat one, trying to be the skinny one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Sha, sha. We got to live together, and neither are you. We are the same, whatever we do. You love me, you hate me, you know me, and then you can figure out the bag I'm in. I am everyday people. Yeah, yeah.
short hair for being such a rich one that will not help the poor one in different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Yes, please, we ask again, if you're not one of the speakers, please leave the StreamYard room, because you are stopping the president from coming. So please, you may follow the conference on Facebook or on YouTube, and we will start in a few minutes. We are still waiting for the president to arrive. Mr. Tiderman, please leave the room, please. Mr. Tiderman, you need to leave the room and
Except the green one for living with the fat one, trying to be the skinny one in different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
We got to live together. I am no better, and neither are you. We are the same, whatever we do. You love me, you hate me, you know me, and then you can figure out the bag I'm in. I am everyday people.
There is a long hair that doesn't like the short hair for being such a rich one that will not help the poor one in different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
We got to live together.
There's a yellow one that won't.
Once again, please, people who are not the speaker, please go follow the session on Facebook. Gideon, if you may go on Facebook, please. You need to join only 10 minutes before you need to talk. So we need to have the room for the president.
Yes, please, everyone, is very important, as now President Olger just reached us that he's unable to access the room due to the people using the wrong link. So if you can just log on the right links, then we could then start the convention and have Holger among us. Thank you. So maybe during this time, Cyril and I can do a quick recap about our two entities very quickly. About MDIOs, for instance, Rotaract Mediterranean is an MDIO. So what's an MDIO? It's a multi-district organization, and it helps bringing districts from different clubs and countries most of the time together. And today, this event is being partnered with the ICC's representative president, which is Cyril. So, Cyril, I don't know, by the time Olger can reach out to us, if you want to say a couple of words to just explain a bit of the ICCs.
Well, thank you, Astrid. So we are still waiting for Olga, and to say a few words about ICC. ICC, which link clubs in two countries, have been part of Rotary for almost 70 years. ICC have helped club and district to create what we would call a climate of friendship with club and district from different cultures, and they have provided an important and significant contributions by establishing long-lasting contact through quality humanitarian projects. It was created on May 1950 when a handful of German and French Rotarians gathered in Strasbourg. They were marked by a terrible war, and together they made a gamble to emerge from tragedies through intelligence. They created the first committee with a simple goal: reconciliation between the two countries. And now there is an estimated of 350 ICC relationships, and we believe that their presence within Rotary International is a vital force in reinforcing its historic contributions to world peace. So we hope the president are going to come some now. We see that there are still some people entering the room, so if you can leave the room for the president, you can follow the conference on one of the Facebook page, on the YouTube pages. I think we're going to start the conference anyway, and we will jump the president when he's arrived. So. Dear President Holger, dear President Dominique Jennifer, dear Director Katerina, dear friends from Rotaract and Rotary, dear guests, welcome to the Mediterranean Peace Initiative Conference. We are very happy you were able to join us this afternoon.
Thank you, Cyril. Today, Rotaract Mediterranean MDIO is meant to develop international relationships and foster cultural exchanges between Rotaract clubs and districts from its member districts and countries all over the Mediterranean region, as we mentioned previously. So these include 3 continents, which make us quite unique. And this is with the goal to unite and support Rotaractors in their service and devotion in achieving a better and more sustainable future for all. Rotaract Mediterranean supports the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN, which addresses the global challenges we face. It concerns poverty, inequality, climate, environmental degradation, prosperity, peace, and of course, justice. We are indeed, since our creation, hosting during our main event of the year, which is the Mediterranean Conference, also known the Medicon, our annual MPF, also known as Med Peace Forum. So, Cyril, I don't want to, if you can let us know more about your ECCs.
Well, the ICC Executive Council has been coordinated since several years the ICC Mediterranean Peace Initiative to encourage the development of tangible actions plans supported by the ICC sections of this area. Most Rotarian and Rotaractors are not professional in the fields that contribute to peace. And because Rotary is an apolitical organization, it cannot make any statement about specific conflict. However, Rotary helps build peace because it promotes peace between people with a bottom-up approach and not a top-down approach. We focus our efforts on the individual. We help each individual develop his or her own personality within the Rotary community.
Yes, so this is why Rotaract Mediterranean MDIO and ECC Executive Council decided to join their forces to organize today this forum, which is the Mediterranean Peace Initiative Conference. A particular thanks to Cyril and the ECCs of the world to build together these beautiful initiatives. So you will heard from Rotary International today, President Holger Knack, President nominee Jennifer Jones, and Director Katarina Kotsila Papadimitriou. Rotary International Peace Manager Fergal McCarty will tell us how our organization assures strategic synergy among the myriad of peace activities with Rotary International and work on a more defined and coordinated approach. You will also hear from Rotaractors and Rotarians also involved in ECC, who will share examples of successful peace projects done in the Mediterranean region. And we all know that the scope of peace can be very large because peace is impacted by a lot of diverse types of effect, like climate or other issues. So, Cyril, I don't know.
I propose, since President Holger has not arrived yet, I propose we move to the next speaker, which is arrived, and I'm now pleased to welcome Fergal McCarty. Fergal is the Peace Program Manager at Rotary International. Prior to his role at Rotary, Fergal worked at the Ryan Corporation in California, the Irish Prime Minister's office in Dublin, Ireland, as well as the Irish Foreign Ministry. Fergal has also a background in media and communications, having produced documentaries that focus on peace building and development projects in Brazil, Malawi, South Sudan, India, and Pakistan. He has also produced a number of programs that focus on the Northern Ireland conflict and British-Irish relations today. He has a very impressive academic curricula. He holds a Bachelor of Arts in World Religion and Theology and Master of Philosophy in International Peace Studies from the Trinity College in Dublin. He also holds a Master of Arts in Comparative Ethnic Conflict Studies from the Queen's University in Belfast and a Master of Study in International Relations from the University of Cambridge. Fergal, good afternoon, or should I say good morning. Thank you very much for being with us today. I have the privilege to be working with you on different topics related to the ICC, but also with our relation with UNESCO and the United Nations. So I value very much our collaboration, and I am very happy to be welcoming you on our program. But Fergal, I just saw that our president just arrived. So President Holger, hello. We are delighted to have you with us today.
Thank you very much, Cyril.
I think Astrid wanted to introduce you.
Yeah. Hello, President Holger Knack, and sorry about the little technical issues that occurred. So President Holger is the CEO of a real estate company, and he is a founding member of the Civic Foundation of the city of Ratzeburg, and the founder and the chair of the Carl Adam Foundation. A Rotary member since 1992, President Knack has served Rotary International as treasurer, director, moderator, member, and chair of several committees, representative for the Council on Legislation, zone coordinator, training leader, and district governor. So President Knack and his wife Susan are major donors to the Rotary Foundation and members of the Bequest Society. Cyril?
And President Holger is known to be a longtime friend and supporter of both Rotaract and the Intercountry Committee. During his term as Rotary International President, he will be convened several presidential conferences on Rotaract, but also for the first time, a pre-convention event on ICC's opening opportunity for peace as a part of the Rotary International Convention in Taipei. Holger, we're very glad you were able to join us this afternoon, and you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Cyril. Yes, that's indeed why I love to be with you, because my conferences are really focused on inter-country committees and on Rotaract, of course. So thank you for inviting me to this, I think, really important meeting. And I would like to thank, of course, you, Astrid, and Cyril for setting this up. And I'm delighted to see Rotaract and Rotary working together, and especially for peace. And I'm thrilled to see so many Rotaract districts united as MDIO goal, the most important goal in their region, and that is, of course, peace. And Rotaract is not alone. You have teamed up with the experts in peace building in Rotary, the inter-country committees. And I love this community. Rotaract as an impatient driver for a peaceful Mediterranean region, and the ICCs as experts. So together we can achieve great things. And all of us know here about the problems around the Mediterranean and all the difficulties in finding solutions. And the problems are everywhere, in Northern Africa, the Middle East, and even in Europe. Europe finds it so difficult to find a common solution for refugees, and the pandemic is not making things any easier. On the contrary, all of us know the coronavirus pandemic has shown us that we cannot take anything for granted. Everything that once was will someday pass on, and we must always be ready for change and adaptation. A crisis often makes bad things worse, but we Rotarians and Rotaractors, we are optimists. In change, even in catastrophic change, we see opportunities. And we recognize that it's the time for experimentations, improvisations, and what is so important, solidarity. The care we show each other can help blaze the path towards a better and a more peaceful world. I strongly believe in these opportunities. And I also know that there are risks. Last January at the International Assembly, even before COVID-19 became a pandemic, I warned that we were entering a time much like the late 1920s, a time when intolerance and fear were rising. We were already on the path towards more intolerance around the world, and the pandemic often inflamed xenophobia and scapegoating, leading to demonization, isolation, and violence. People around the world are scared, suspicious, and self-protecting. Many are warning of the economic consequences, and this creates new anxieties. We should never forget that the Great Depression led to totalitarianism and to war. And these risks are on the horizon, of course, but they are not our destiny. Contributing to peace has been a priority of Rotary for many decades. And we are proud of our heritage in contributing to positive peace and helping to build and sustain international organizations like the United Nations. Peace is also essential to the Rotary mindset. Our values are built on the four-way test and require us to always ask not just others, but ourselves. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? When we reflect on Rotary core values, we should regularly ask ourselves, am I doing enough to help foster positive peace in the world? Am I standing up for diversity and against intolerance? Am I helping to bring people together and spread a sense of goodwill and friendship? Promoting peace means taking an active role in building peace. For years, the Board of Rotary International has encouraged a close cooperation between Rotarians, Rotaractors, and Rotary Peace Fellows. And a special role is played here by the Rotary Action Group for Peace. And of course, the inter-country committees. And inter-country committees are growing. And I would love to see as many Rotaractors as possible joining our inter-country committees. As many of you know, I think past President Sakuchi Tanaka was one of the Tanaka's theme was one of the strongest themes in Rotary ever. Peace through service. Improving life conditions is one of the foundations of peace. It's great that this thought is at this meeting here. You are presenting projects today that have been driven forward by the inter-country committees and are already working. Only approximately equal life conditions can guarantee a lasting peace. And we must work together to ensure that this happens. We have to give people perspectives for the future. This can be done through better education. The other foundation of peace, for me, of course, is care. Taking care of our neighbors next door is the foundation of peace. And taking care of our neighbors beyond the borders is the foundation of peace. And also taking care of our brothers and sisters in all regions is the foundation for peace. The Mediterranean region is not about the interests of North Africa, Europe, or the Middle East. It is not about the interest of individual states. It is about humanity. That is important. That counts. And that is why peace is so important. It is about humanity. Thank you very much for working together for this important goal. Only together we can change the world for the better. Together we can achieve the impossible. Rotaract and Rotary. Together we can open opportunities for humanity. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Well, once again, thank you very much, President Holger, for being with us today and for your address. We really appreciate you took the time to be with us this afternoon. We know as a president you have a very busy schedule, so once again, thank you very much. And now I propose to give the floor to Fergal, which I already introduced, for his address. Fergal, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Cyril, and thank you, Astrid. Can you hear me okay?
Perfect.
Okay, great. So hi, everyone. As Cyril mentions, I'm Fergal McCarthy, and I am the Peace Program Manager at Rotary International, based here in Evanston in Chicago. Happy Thanksgiving to anyone that happens to be joining us from the US. So today, one of the main, I might give a little bit of background on my position. One of the main responsibilities of my position is the creation and the continued implementation of an overarching strategy for all of our peace activities and peace programs. Today, I'm going to go through just some of those elements of that strategy and to pull out some aspects that might be of use to ICCs and Rotaract and MDIOs and those working in the Mediterranean region. Is my presentation available? My slides? I can share my screen if needs be. Do you want me to share it or? Hello. Okay, maybe I will just continue on. So as I mentioned, here, let me share mine. Sorry, 1 second. Not to worry, I'll continue on. Okay, so basically, just so where was I? Essentially, my role is to create an overarching strategy for all of our peace activities. The purpose of my role is to assure a more strategic and coordinated approach to all of our peace building activities throughout the organization. The strategy that I've put together has 4 main parts. It has a peace communications, a peace program section. It has its own section that looks at our flagship peace activity, which is the peace centers and our alumni relations. And then the 4th part looks at our new avenues and new opportunities, so ways in which that we might want to build out into the peace building arena. Okay, cool. You can skip to slide 3, I think it is. Yeah, thanks. Actually, slide 4. Thanks so much. Slide 5, in fact. So within the communications part of the strategy, what we want to do is we want to create an integrated communications framework for all of our peace building activities, a communications framework that builds awareness and informs Rotarians and Rotaractors on the numerous peace building programs available to them, while enticing them to engage and contribute to those programs. Next slide, please. So these are just some of the elements of our peace communications, the peace communications element of the strategy. Our peace narrative, how we talk about peace within the Rotary context, that very specific context, and then another couple of elements that might be useful to you, such as the peace brochure, PowerPoint, everyday peace builder list, and so on. Okay, next slide, please. So our peace narrative, one of the very first things we wanted to do was to define what peace building actually means in the Rotary context, how it is we speak about peace in Rotary, and what is Rotary's footprint in peace building. There's many things that we are not within peace building, so what is it that we actually do? What are our strengths, in other words? And working with communications, these are the 4 roles that we came up with. We are practitioners of peace, educators in peace, we are mediators, and we are advocates. Practitioners, of course, through our global grants, as well as peace building projects that are funded at the club and district level. Educators, of course, we have the Rotary Peace Fellowship for first and foremost, but then we also have the Rotary Positive Peace Academy, which I'll speak about later. And then mediators, we actually have a history of mediating in actual conflicts, but also in post-conflict societies, and in other very specific contexts for things like polio immunization drives. We're also advocates. We advocate for more peaceful societies in everything that we do, in all of the above, essentially. And these 4 roles can be found on our Rotary Peace page, and might help inform your thinking about what it is actually Rotary does in peace. Okay, next slide, please. So another sort of asset or output that has come from the communications part of the strategy is the creation of a Rotary Peace brochure. This is actually just in design at the moment, and it should be available very shortly on the Rotary Peace page. This is a very high level 10-page brochure that's going to showcase all of our peace activities all in the one place for essentially the first time, including Rotaract, including ICCs. And the purpose of it is to basically give the reader a visually interesting snapshot of everything that we do in peace building, the type of thing that you might hand out at a conference or flick through when you're sitting through a breakout session. And that will be available for download on our peace page as well. Okay, next slide, please. Also, so you can inform yourself and then talk to your members and people within your district, as well as the wider public. We want to create a PowerPoint presentation as a visual aid, so you can sort of speak coherently about all that we offer in peace building. Next slide, please. And we also created the Everyday Peace Builder list. This can be found on my Rotary. It's super succinct and short. It's about 2 pages in length. It has pretty much everything that we do in Rotary in peace building will be mentioned here. It gives you, it mentions what the program is, gives you an inspirational story, and then also gives you information of where you can find out more. And it pretty much mentions everything from our peace area focus, our Positive Peace Academy, to how to be involved in endorsing great candidates for the fellowship, to ICCs, Rotary Fellowships, Rotary Friendship Exchanges, our main 4 partners in the peace area, the Rotary Representative Network, and so on and so on, and a number of Rotarian action groups that would be relevant for peace building as well. And that can be found on my Rotary, and I can share the link for that before I finish. Okay, next slide, please. So moving on to the peace programs part of the strategy. Next slide, please. What we want to do here is, our objective is to, through our peace building programs, our underlining goal for everything that we do is to create more peaceful societies. We aim to do this by educating our members on peace building concepts. We do that by increasing member engagement in our peace building programs and activities, ensuring that those activities remain meaningful for both participants as well as beneficiaries, and that we retain that engagement also. Okay, next slide, please. So, as you're all very much aware of this audience, ICCs are one of our strong peace building programs that we offer. We want to ensure, our goal around ICCs specifically is to ensure, first and foremost, that they are included in everything that we do, that they are part of that peace building ecosystem, that the family of activities that we actually offer. In the long term, working with the ICC Executive Council, we would like to see more ICCs being created. One possible goal would be to identify 5 regions or 5 pairs or 5 groups, of countries that have a history of hostile relations, where there is not an ICC currently in existence. So working with the Executive Council, we'd like to identify these regions and assist in any way that we can, and deliberately target those particular regions for creating new ICCs, or where ICCs might have something significant to contribute. And we want to seek out ways of assisting, given the events that we've witnessed in the Mediterranean in recent times, from the political turmoil, ethnic conflict, the refugee crisis, forced migration, as well as environmental issues, we see the Mediterranean as being a good location for that particular goal of the strategy. Okay, next slide, please. This is just an example of a peace building program that has come from an ICC. Many of you might be familiar with it. It's one that we showcase on our website. It's an ICC between Poland and Ukraine, and they set up a sort of a camping respite experience for children that have been affected by the war in Ukraine. And it basically gives them a chance to be children and a chance away from the conflict, and also gives them access to professional counselling services as well. But it's an example of, it's not just an example, a great example of to showcase the potential of ICCs. It's actually just a great example of Rotary at its best, and it's a typical story that I would sort of include in everything that I do, and any presentations that I might give. Okay, next slide, please. As President Holger mentioned, the peace event, I was going to say the main, but the peace event at IC21 in Taipei next summer is going to focus specifically on ICCs, which could not have possibly come at a better time for what we're trying to do with the strategy. We see this as an opportunity to increase awareness and to capitalize on the momentum that this event will create for ICCs. We want this event to be yet another opportunity to showcase all the intrinsic peace-building elements of ICCs. And as President Holger mentioned, we will be doing a crossover event with the Rotaract pre-con as well. So we'll be able to tie that in. Okay, next slide, please. So Rotaract and peace building. So like ICCs, Rotaract also finds its roots in Europe. Like many of the Rotaractors today, the first Rotaractors were often children of Rotarians and who wanted to basically further the work of what their parents were doing. We see Rotaract and MDIOs as another key program for furthering the peace building strategy of Rotary, especially in the Mediterranean region. Next slide, please. So given that ICCs and MDIOs both have European origins, we see these two programs as being natural partners in that particular region. We would like to see MDIOs and Rotaractors join either existing ICCs or to create new ones, especially given the multi-district nature of MDIOs, as well as the fact that those districts are often, although not necessarily, but often are found in different countries, and in particular in Europe as well. There's also the opportunity for ICCs to create new MDIOs, which we kind of see as an important element as well. So both programs, ICCs and MDIOs, as well as the Mediterranean region, seem well placed to further the overall peace building goals of ORI. Next slide, please. I just wanted to say, if I have time, just to mention a quick word on our partners that may be of use as you go about initiating peace building projects. Shelterbox, as many of you may know, is one of our 4 key partners in the peace building area within Rotary. It was actually founded by Rotarians in 2000. In addition to displaced people in Syria, where this photo is from, Shelterbox also provides shelter and household items to refugee households in Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon, where else? And then families traveling through Greece as well. Shelterbox is also supporting families displaced by conflict across the Lake Chad Basin in response to what is known as the Forgotten Crisis. So a crisis essentially that has a lot of implications for the Mediterranean region also. And they've been doing so for the past 4 years, I think. Next slide, please. The Institute for Economics and Peace, a lot of you may be familiar with, is another one of our key partners in the peace building area. We have engaged in a strategic partnership with the IEP since 2017. The partnership builds off IEP's research on the attitudes, institutions and structures of more peaceful societies, and that complements Rotary's grassroots work in communities around the globe. Next slide, please. So the partnership activities essentially focus on positive peace education and training, such as the Rotary Positive Peace Academy that I mentioned, which is a free, if you're not familiar with it, it's a free online course that you can find on My Rotary. It takes about 2 to 3 hours, and it goes through essentially the difference between positive peace or negative peace and positive peace. Negative peace being the absence of violence and the fear of violence, where positive peace looks at the underlying conditions, attitudes, institutions, and structures that lead to more peaceful societies. The concept of positive peace suggests that lasting peace cannot be built merely on the absence of violence, but the active presence of such factors as good governance, things like good governance, access to needed services, sound business environment, and the respect for human rights. They essentially are the essential elements of more peaceful societies. Next slide. And they are basically just some of the 8 pillars that define positive peace, essentially. Okay, you can next slide, please. And this was just another story that we used to showcase both Rotaract and the IP partnership and the Positive Peace Academy. Although, albeit not on the Mediterranean, this was a peace project that came about in Juarez, Mexico. A group of Rotaractors who had completed a Positive Peace workshop there, which is another step on from the Academy. And it's a story that we include in everything that we do to showcase all of those various assets of Rotary's peace building activities, and something that could be replicated. Okay, next slide, please. Finally, just on our partners, it might be worth mentioning that Mediators Beyond Borders is another one of our key partners in the peace building area. They offer mediation training. They're a service partner, so they offer the service of mediation training to our members. And the name of the particular program that they've devised for Rotarians is called Peace Conversation Facilitation Program, PCF. And it's proven hugely useful by members for not just using mediation within their own communities, but even within clubs and their own districts as well. So internally facing as well as externally facing. Okay, next slide, please. Also, we would encourage you to utilize the Rotary Representative Network. As some of you may or may not know, we have a Rotary representative at each UN office around the world, as well as many international organizations throughout the world. And you can reach out to representative networks if you see the need for the inclusion of a UN agency of some description or an international organization in what you're trying to do. You can get in touch with the member there, and they can help you out in making those connections. And I think there's one more slide. So everything that I mentioned today, as I mentioned, can be found on the Everyday Peace Builder list. I really encourage you to check that out on My Rotary. It essentially gives you all the information of anything that I've mentioned today and how you can find out more and get involved and get in touch with people. And I think that's it.
Thank you very much, Fergal, for your great presentation. And to have talked so much about ICCs and Rotaract. Thank you very much for your contribution and your role and your actions within the Rotary International. So transitioning, I will now present you Bertrand. Bertrand is the Rotary ICC Executive Council General Secretary, is actually also the District International Service Chair of District 1650, who has been the governor from the year 2015 to 2016, and is a past doctor. So Bertrand,
Astrid. Okay, Astrid, thank you very much for your introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. And now we'll move to ICC video, please.
ICC or intercountry committees are an important part for peace and friendship.
The intercountry committee operates between two countries.
And it's very important for Rotary to have this sort of experts to promote activities and relations between the two countries.
Projects are done by the clubs and not by the ICC, but they try to help them to do these projects.
Go beyond your borders and do your part to reach peace through service.
Thank you. Thank you. By connecting Rotarian and Rotaractors and supporting clubs and districts, ICC's opportunities open opportunities to promote positive peace and better understanding between nations. Therefore, it makes sense that ICCs are involved in the situation in the Mediterranean, which challenge us in our 7 areas of focus. Now we'll be looking at different contributions supported by ICCs for Mediterranean. For that, it is my privilege and honor to propose you to listen 5 speakers. Our first speaker is Randa Zaouk. Randa is a Lebanon ICC National Coordinator. She is from Tripoli, and she'll present us the best action for Lebanon. Rhonda will listen to you attentively. You have 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Bertrand. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be amongst you and to speak about actions of ICC in Lebanon and with Europe. I would like now, please, I would like Jad to put my presentation on. Yes, thank you. So I will be speaking today about, next one. Next, please. I'm going to speak about the ICC. As you may know, Lebanon is facing since last October one of the worst crises since the civil war ended in 1992. The Lebanese pound has lost 83% of its value. The economy is collapsing, poverty is increasing, COVID-19 is spreading dangerously, and people are fleeing the country looking for job opportunities. Furthermore, an enormous blast shook the capital, Beirut, on August 4th, killing more than 200 people, injuring several thousands, and destroying thousands of homes and businesses. Next, please. In view of the above, ICCs came to the rescue. So the members of the inter-country committees in Europe started to mobilize to help their counterparts in Lebanon and alleviate some of the burdens the Lebanese Rotarians are dealing with. I will try in the next few slides to present briefly the various projects and actions that were undertaken. Next, please. So I will start with ICC France Lebanon. They established a relief fund after the blast. ICC France Lebanon launched an appeal for emergency assistance to the governor, clubs, and friends of the Rotary community with the help of the National Coordination and the Rotary MAG. 25,000 euros were raised that will be used to distribute food and help the needy. Next, please. Furthermore, in collaboration with the Rotary Club of Beirut, is a global grant to provide medical equipment to the pediatric hospital of the quarantine is under preparation for a total budget of 320,000 euros. Funding is still in progress. I would like to note here that the blast affected 4 or 5 hospitals in the area that was destroyed, and we are really in need of all the help. So even donations in kinds, several districts requested contacts in Lebanon to send donations in kind, such as medical equipment and medicines by District 1700, District 1720, 1750, aqua boxes, District 1760, seed supplies 1770, toys, clothing, school supplies by various other Rotary clubs. ICC France Lebanon provided the desired contacts, and several containers were already received. Others are still on the way. Furthermore, acting and incoming chairs of the French section, Jean-Paul Narjolet and Michel Durand, made a quick visit to Lebanon in September as a gesture of solidarity. Accompanied by the Lebanese section chair, Michael Saneh, they met with their Lebanese counterparts, visited project sites in Beirut and across the country, reassuring Lebanese Rotarians of their continuous support. And really, this was a very important visit. As for ICC Belex Lebanon, prior to the blast and due to the lockdown, they noted that Lebanese students in Belgium had lost their student jobs, depriving them of substantial vital resources. So they made a call for donations, and it was sent to all ICC members in France. ICC committee allocated as well membership fees for 2020 and a significant contribution from its fund to this project. The collected amount of 6,200 euros was offered to 17 students. Next, please. The food box project is a very important project. After the terrible explosion of the port of Beirut, an appeal for emergency donations was launched to provide food parcels to victims of the blast. You know, they were without shelter, without houses. They were unable to cook or anything. And this project was made in cooperation with Rotary Club Beirut Cedars. 20,000 euros were raised and allocated to this action to fund around 1,100 parcels so far. Next, please. Rotarian friends from Belgium and Luxembourg have come forward. Thanks to them, Hospital Without Borders and the ICC sent 2 medical containers that were received by the Rotary Club de Beirut to the affected hospitals of the Jaitawi and Notre Dame du Rosaire. They were about medical supplies and other. Global grants. Work is presently in progress on a project to equip the intensive care unit at the hospital Notre Dame du Rosaire that was destroyed by the blast. Total cost is around $150,000 to be funded through a global grant carried out by Rotary Club d'Autigny-Val d'Espierre from District 2150. ICC Germany Lebanon also worked. So following the surge of COVID cases in Lebanon and the economical crisis, ICC Germany bought and shipped to all clubs in Lebanon, all 28 clubs, boxes containing masks and disposable gloves for medical use. They reached Lebanon after the blast at a time all kinds of such goods were becoming very rare and expensive. Next, please. Many clubs in Germany are presently partnering with Lebanese clubs to implement global grant projects to support the hospitals in Beirut. Medical equipment for children in oncology at St. George Hospital in cooperation with Rotary Club Beirut Cedars for a budget of $107,000. Medical equipment for the ICU at the Rosary Hospital Beirut in collaboration with Rotary Club Zgart al-Zawiya. Next, please. And after the blast, Lebanese Rotarian in Germany and their friends launched a fundraising campaign to support Lebanon. They requested the help of ICC Germany to channel the funds collected and material bought to Lebanon, and ICC Germany are cooperating with their Lebanese counterparts for this purpose. This is what I learned about the actions. There may be some other actions I'm not aware of, but this is what was communicated to me. And in conclusion, next please. In conclusion, I will say that the above shows the importance of inter-country committees and the role they play in bringing people of different countries together and acting promptly as support when disaster strikes. This program should therefore expand and flourish to help promote peace and understanding in the world. And thank you very much for listening.
Rhonda, thank you so much for all you do and for your great presentation. Greeting to ICC's Friends of Lebanon. Now we'll move on to highlight project from ICC's in Israel with Gideon Piper. GD is a past Rotary Director and ICC National Coordinator. GD, what are the best examples of action for Israel? You have 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Yes, I would like only to say hello to everybody. And my name is Gidi Piper, as you mentioned. I'm a member of a Rotary Club in Ramat HaSharon, District 2490, Israel. I sent you yesterday a recorded message, and I hope that you can manage it and send it now for us all. And be patient. It's about 5-6 minutes, and let's go on, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends in Rotary, thank you for your invitation to share my thoughts with you, promoting peace through Rotary. I believe that there are people like you and me who live their daily lives working in different professions and all hoping for a better world. Among the people, I'm sure to find good friends who also believe that through Rotary, we can look together to build peace. Paul Harris said in one of his messages, and I like to quote, "Individual effort, when well directed, can accomplish much, but the greatest good must necessarily come from the combined efforts of many." Yet, this statement is still so up to date and still valid. In Rotary, values are the parts which allow each and every one of us to implement the vision, the care, the dream, and the spirit of volunteerism that burns in our hearts. By building step by step, every one of us, with no different of race, religion, sex, or nationality, we become part in a long chain, the chain of Rotary. The Rotary Foundation provides us with unlimited opportunities to do good in the world. I would like to share with you some ideas regarding this subject. How can Rotary serve for peace? The way to peace is like a labyrinth. The question is if the way to peace in all aspects can be realistic goal for Rotary. I hope that your answer will be like mine. Yes. Peace is not something that can only be achieved through agreements by governments or through heroic struggles. It is something that we can find and that we can achieve every day and in many ways. You might ask me, what are the possibilities to promote fruitful dialogue through Rotary? In my point of view, we have to create a strategy of cooperation between us towards peace. Common projects should be realized in the spirit of RI and the Rotary Foundation. When we in Rotary work for peace, we have to build it by example, by working together, whatever our nationality or background is, and putting other needs above our own. TRF gives us the opportunity to realize projects in the 7 areas of focus. We should launch mutual projects that are individual and can be done in a short, relatively time schedule. Projects related to water and sanitation are coming more and more relevant. Rotary and Rotaract in Israel developed a project on water-related science education by getting Jewish and Arab students working and studying together. Supporting scholarships. These are wonderful examples for promoting peace through Rotary. Supporting scholarships in several disciplines and levels. Among them, we can find the Rotary Peace Scholars, our scholars. Last year, we have had Natalie coming to Israel to Tel Aviv University to study at the Faculty of Peace and Conflict Resolution for their master's degree. I followed her steps coming to Israel on a global grant supported by Rotary Club Trier in Germany. Natalie was born in Aleppo, Halep, left Syria as a refugee to Germany, together with her parents and 2 sisters, finished high school, finished her BA, and now finishes the Tel Aviv University. How proud can we, and thanks to Rotary. Just these days, a student from Georgia, Rati Galashvili, is studying at the Tel Aviv University in an international master's degree at the Faculty of Environmental Agriculture, fully supported by the Gredinger Fund, our foundation of District 2490 Israel. Rati came a week ago direct from Tbilisi, went in quarantine for 15 days, and is studying already by Zoom. It is to me fantastic experience of his life. This is a great example of cooperation between ICCs, Israel, and Georgia. I would like to talk about the project that keeps me busy for some years. A Peace Builder annual seminar. The young people of the region suffer constantly from ongoing conflicts. Bringing together youngsters from different conflict zones can be an opportunity to learn from each other's, to face conflicts, to examine success and failures through professional peace builders, to create a bonding that might turn into a future bridge for peace. The seminar aims to gather a group of young people from Egypt, Lebanon, Turkey, Jordan, Israel, Palestine, the Maghreb countries, North Africa, and the Balkan countries who will stay together for 10 days. During that time, the participants will learn how the international arena engages with conflict, what kind of civil societies, NGOs work is being done. Many such events will be organized in order to create a positive personal contact which will last beyond the seminar. Keeping in touch will give strength to each of the participants to initiate peace building projects and will give moral and practical support. Young people who will apply will need to approve a desire for peace and acceptance to share ideas and feeling with all the participants. The seminar will be facilitated by Rotary World Peace alumni. At the moment, the idea is to create such an event at the first time in Cyprus and then move yearly to another country and to go on as traditional peace building seminars. The ideas, plans, and tools for the future are in our hands. Let's continue to work for peace and to open opportunities. Thank you very much. Shalom.
Thank you so much for your involvement and for your great video. Greeting to ICC's Friends of Israel. Next speaker is PDG Murat Selik. Murat is a Turkish ICC National Coordinator and will present us best action for Turkey. Murat, we listen to you attentively. 5 minutes, please.
Thank you, Bertrand. I'll try to stick to the time. Can I have my presentation? I don't see it. No, okay. Now, in this 5 minutes, I would like to share with you the youth projects that are implemented together with Rotary actors and young people in Turkey and abroad also. So this is the only projects for the young and Rotary actors. Next, please. Now, I will share with you 4 projects that we have implemented. And the first one is, it's a traditional one. It is performed, or it's organized by intercountry committees in Izmir. And it is a forum, youth forum on peace. And that's the first one was done in 2015. And I would like to share with you some photographs from this forum. And it is ICC event together with District 2440. Next, please. This is the attending Rotary actors and young people who have taken part in the peace conference, and it was during Izmir. It was held in Izmir. And the next one, the next slide shows you the keynote speaker, Dursun Yıldız, and he was speaking about water wars, which was a great issue in this part of the world. And we had given the opportunity for the young people who attended the seminar to ask questions and to forward their ideas to the speakers and to the attendees and discuss the subject together. Of course, we had to continue with some sightseeing tours around Izmir. This is Ephesus. And also, we can't leave this young people without having taste the Turkish food. Now, the second of this series of symposiums or conferences was held in 2016. And this was, the subject was peace building and youth. And we had a speaker from England, Professor Dr. Alparslan Özerdem, and his speech was keynote speaker. His speech was peace building principles and practice. And also the young people had the opportunity to ask questions and discuss the subject together with him. Next one, please. And also the young people who attended, they have visited sites in Izmir, and plus they had also joint meals so they can know each other much better. They have visited, this is St. Mary and Ephesus also, so they had visited the sites around Izmir in order to know something about the culture in Izmir area in Turkey. Now, the next one is another subject, which is an ICC project which is organized by Northern Macedonia, Turkey Northern Macedonia Committee. It was an architectural student workshop program, which we had. One of the municipality of Debar gave us an old hammam, old Turkish bath in Macedonia to make the students work on a project where they can change the site. And the six, please next slide. 6 architectural students from Cyril and Methodius University of Skopje and 3 architectural students from Mimar Sinan University in Istanbul. They worked together on this project. Next, please. And this is the hammam, and they had measured the site and saw the site and decided what to do about this empty place. They worked in CAD CAMs, and they worked with all the facilities that they have. And then after they have finished their work, they started showing them to the organizers and to discuss the project and to share it with the other attendees also. And they, of course, they had to show this to the municipality, and they have to explain what they have done and what their ideas are. So at the end of the day, they enjoyed their results. And now after this, we found it very attractive and very successful. So we moved to the next step. So we organized a second one, which is Balkan Architecture Students Workshop in Edremit, Turkey. So architects, young students from Turkey, Northern Macedonia, Bulgaria, Kosovo, and Albania, they attended this time to this workshop. And it was Edremit is a town on the Mediterranean Sea, and the municipality. Next slide, please. Municipality gave us an old service building in Edremit. And we asked the youth to create a youth center of the town. So they started working, and they're all using different AutoCAD systems, and they had to work very hard day and night. They had to work and find a solution. And they were in teams, different teams, about 4 or 5 teams. And then the work of the students were exhibited in the town museum. They put on the walls and they exhibited their works. Next slide, please. And they were all proud of what they have achieved. And all the members of the town hall, they were there, and the mayor were there. And hard work should be awarded by sightseeing tours, of course, and also some good Turkish food. Yes. So this was the second time, and we were planning to do it in future, repeat the same project in future, but unfortunately, just like the youth symposium, youth seminar in the first section, this was delayed by COVID. So we want to proceed in future years to continue the projects and be active more in the youth. Next slide. And then this is the one that I would like to share, the last one that I would like to share with you. We had an international seminar on malaria-related mosquito-borne diseases, which is called the Overlooked Problem in Kosovo, in Pristina, and Rotary Club Germany, from Istanbul, and also from Kosovo. They were the organizers, and it was a German-Turkish ICC program. And University of Pristina was one of the sponsors, and Pristina International were there, and also Istanbul Rotary Club, Şişli Rotary Club was one of the members, and about 40 students and Rotary actors attended the seminar. And at the end of the seminar, after the seminar, we had a RILA seminar also, which the attendees in groups, they worked, what they have learned, they implemented in the RILA seminar for further decisions that could be made. And these are the German students that attended the seminar and the RILA. And we have one more slide which will show this time the Turkish students, and I was there also as a district governor. So we had an exciting young faces who enjoyed the program, and I'm sure they are still working on it. Next slide, please. Which is the end of it. I know, Bertrand, it's almost there. And we would like to hope to meet some of the young people who are attending and are watching this seminar, this presentation, and we would like to see in future in one of these seminars, which will be held in the future also after we fight with the pandemic is over. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your great action and for your involvement. Greetings to ICC's Friends of Turkey. Let's turn now to Italy with PDG Alessandro Pastorini. Alessandro is Italian National Coordinator and will present us a video. Alessandro, it's your turn.
Thank you, Bertrand. Good morning to Rotarian Authority, Executive Council, and the Rotary Mediterranean and the related Rotarian around the world. I present to you a video with the project for peace and Mediterranean by for President of the ICC section of Italy, Malta, and San Marino. The first,
Italy-Palestine, with the active participation of the Rotary Club Ramallah and the other Rotary Clubs of Palestine, supports the project Prevention and Care of Childhood Deafness in Palestine, to allow especially the most disadvantaged family to access quality specialized care for their children. The main purpose of the project is to develop and improve prevention, diagnostic, and treatment of pediatric deafness, and perform a program for specialist training of doctors and nurses. Not a secondary object is the support of the families of deaf children, the development of local economy, and last but not least, the promotion of peace in the region. The project, in addition to the strong health value, which tend to sensitize Palestinian public health institutions to financially support the most disadvantaged family in the care of their children's deafness, establish a concrete link between Rotary clubs in the Mediterranean area, contribute to create positive opportunities for growth, including economic ones, and to form, by reducing diversity, communities that decisively promote peaceful coexistence.
Good afternoon and greetings to all Rotarian Authority. It's a pleasure for me to describe in a nutshell the major action carried out when I was president of the District Rotary Foundation Committee, advisor for Mediterranean Initiative, and chair of the Mediterranean District Committee. The starting point was the Mediterranean Peace Forum in Pompeii. The object was to create a solid network where the project was sharing and the culture exchange between Mediterranean Rotary actors and Rotarians was created. In order to build new and lasting relationship, it's crucial to realize project. The 12 project was implemented to develop a culture of initiative that leads and on economic and social group. The Media initiative and the Computer Literacy project had contributed to a dialogue that leads us to understand the author's point of view. This favors development of the coexistence of culture that communicate with each other without losing their identity and having tolerance as a group. Together with development of this project, the creation of laboratories for peace must be encouraged. They can educate the new generation to the mutual respect, to the brotherhood of people, to the tolerance of difference, and to collaboration. An important action was the MedRila, young leaders from Mediterranean countries that discuss leadership issues. Thank you very much.
In 2016, the 2019 District Intercountry Committee chose to launch an observatory on immigration to Europe from Africa. There was concern on the magnitude and frequency of migrant waves, which increased since 2015 and were met with dismay and preoccupation in Europe. A neutral research was confided to 5 young students or graduates from Albania, Morocco, and Ukraine to describe the real situation and the best steps to face this long-term phenomenon. The aim was not to block, but to understand how to dilute the migration. Unfortunately, the countries of Europe, of the European Union, are not facing this event jointly, establishing a common management, and this delays solutions and increases the danger of conflicts. Africa is naturally a rich continent, but unfortunately lacks all types of infrastructures. The Chinese are creating them there in their own interest, but this helps Africa to develop. The Europeans should complement this work with investment in education, training, health, and administration. The result would be a more comfortable environment for the Africa youth and less inclination to migrate to faraway lands. This is the message of the project for peace. Thank you.
From the holies of the Mediterranean, a symbol of unity. The project manager is Alfonso Tito. The aim is to promote the friendship and integration of the Mediterranean business people. The olive tree is an extraordinary gift of the land, which, cultivated with patience and intuition, has been giving us for millennia a product for its health benefits and organoleptic properties. Indeed, the olive oil is much more than this. Its ancient presence and its historical memory creates its own identity. It's a sacred plant in Christianity as a tree of a symbol of peace, in the Jewish Torah as a symbol of well-being, in the Muslim Quran as a source of light in heaven and on earth. It's therefore a cornerstone of the flourishing civilization in the Mediterranean, a cultural feature that since the Phoenician times and until today has lived intimate stories and changed intimate clothes without even losing the thin thread of an identity without its roots, shared by the people overlooking the Mare Nostrum. Nothing but olive oil can define better this people's sense of belonging and integration. In light of all these arguments, the Oil of Peace project will move its first steps.
Alessandro, and your speakers, thank you so much for your video and for your involvement. Greetings to ICC Friends of Italy. Finally, let's look now to a project that regarding Western Mediterranean with Ignacio Martinez de Cardenoso. Ignacio is PDG and past national ICC coordinator for Spain. Ignacio, would you explain us what is a project Rotary for Mediterranean and the project of medical caravan? Ignacio, listen you. Oh, Ignacio is not here. So we have to conclude if we can. So in conclusion, thanks again to our 4 speakers for their great presentation and to show us how ICCs connect people, support club and districts, open opportunities, promote positive peace, and promote better understanding among nations. All your presentation demonstrate how ICCs are a path for sustainable peace. Thank you for your attention.
Well, thank you, Bertrand, and thank you once again to our ICC's panel. It's now time to turn to the WaterWack contributions. Being myself a former WaterWacker, I know the impact WaterWack projects can make in our community and in our world. Rotary International is very lucky to have among its members such a group of dedicated and talented young adults. To moderate this panel, I am pleased to welcome Aysirma Gürol. She's a member of the Rotary Club of Tarabya, Istanbul, Turkey. She's a lawyer having a Master of Law on European Law and Human Rights Law. She's currently served as the District International Service Officer of District 2420, and she's the treasurer of the Rotaract Mediterranean MDAO. Sarma, the floor is yours. If Sarma is not yet, maybe Astrid, you want to take the floor instead? Selma just arrived, so Selma, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Cyril. So as Rotaract Mediterranean MDAO, we are very involved in peace projects. And
if Selma is not yet, maybe Astrid, you want to take the floor instead?
Sorry, can you hear me, Cyril?
Selma just arrived, so Selma, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Cyril. So as Rotaract Mediterranean MDAO, we are very involved in peace initiatives and sport. So in this session, we will be introducing Rotaract Mediterranean interventions of peace, and we will meet with 5 speakers on the subject. But first of all, I would like to invite Helena and Yasmina from the district 2452. Helena is the district Rotaract representative, and Yasmina is the deputy DRR of the same district. And they will give us information about the Beirut Stay Strong project, and they will introduce our interventions on the field of Beirut. So the floor is yours, Elena and Yasmina.
Thank you very much, Sirma. It is very nice to be with everyone today. Good evening, good morning from wherever people are watching this session at the moment. We will be sharing with Yasmina the project that we've done jointly with Rotaract Mediterranean. So if you could assist us once Yasmina joins us to show our presentation, which we will start off with the official video of our campaign called Beirut Stay Strong, which was done post the terrific and tragic explosion that happened in Lebanon. So if we could watch first the video, and then we can go into the specifics of the project and what we have managed to accomplish together.
We are the children. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. Gotta start giving. We're saving our own lives. Got the strength to make a better day. You will. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. We are the ones. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving.
Thank you very much for watching this video, and I think this is a very good note for us to start. Before we move forward, I would like to introduce to you as well Yasmina Alassi, which is our Deputy District Rotaract Representative of District 2452, which is unique in its own ways, being that it's a district of 9 countries across 3 continents and multiple languages spoken across. So Yasmina is from Lebanon. She's also our district Rotaract representative-elect, so she'll be taking over next year. Yasmina, if you'd like to share a few words before we start our presentation.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you, everyone, for this event and for hosting us. I think the video speaks for itself. So I just want to brief about the video, it's done between two countries and from two different districts, from Lebanon and another country, and it's about peace. And hopefully in the next few minutes, Yelena, myself, we will be able to introduce you to our project that we have been working for since the blast, and that was put into implementation and is being successfully implemented.
Perfect. If we could ask now our hosts if they could share with us the presentation so we can begin. All right. Until we arrange to be able to share it, I would like to just ask everybody to follow us on Beirut Stay Strong Facebook page, which has all the updates of this project, in order to be able to see the updates and how we are progressing with it. Now, if you could bear with me for a few moments, Yasmina, I will pass the floor to you because we are facing some technicalities with the presentation. So if you could tell us a little bit more what happened on 4th of August until we begin, would be great starting point for us. Thank you.
Sure. So as we've been doing is talking about Beirut, I've been talking about Beirut because of what happened in August 4. So on August 4th, a huge nuclear-like blast had happened in Lebanon, where 204 people were killed and more than 10,000 people were suffered and injured. And the rest of the people, half of the population living in Beirut, they either lost their homes, lost someone from their families, or even their houses were damaged. So as water actors, we didn't have any other option than go to the streets, start working with the people, helping the families, because the damage was not only materialistic, it was a physical and emotional damage. So we had different issues to tackle and different humanitarian projects to see their potential and to see which priority we should start with.
Perfect. Thank you, Yasmina. So after everything that happened on 4th of August, us as a district, we wanted to be able to assist. And the first question was how? So this is where we got together with Rotaract Mediterranean, and we started discussing ways and just brainstorming on what is the most effective way that we can assist. So during our discussions, we came to the conclusion that with the 450 Rotaractors in Lebanon currently, we have an amazing force on the ground to be able to do a lot of great things. But what they would require from us as international Rotaractors to do would be to assist them with funding. So this is where Astrid and myself, we got together, we got our teams together, and we started discussing on how we can make this work. We have now the presentation with us. Thank you very much to the organizers. If we could proceed to the next slide. Perfect. So mentioning once again, we are the leaders of this project, Beirut Stay Strong, which I think pretty much Rotaractors, Rotarians, friends, and individuals have heard about it across the globe. I would like to present my district. If we can move to the next slide. So District 2452 is a district that is unique in its own ways. It is spread across 3 continents, 9 countries, several languages spoken. As said, we are currently 52 clubs, and we are over 700 Rotaractors. So if we can proceed to the next slide. All right, once again. So the countries of our district are Armenia, Bahrain, Cyprus, Georgia, Jordan, Lebanon, Palestine, UAE, and Sudan, which Sudan does not have Rotaract presence at the moment. if we can go on. Thank you. I am sure that you're very familiar with Rotary Mediterranean, but I would like to overcap just to understand the composition of the team that put this project together. So with Rotary Mediterranean's vast exposure in the Mediterranean, with 17 countries being part of it, having 782 clubs, it was very interesting how quickly, within a period of 2 days, we managed to put together the entire logistics of having this project happen. Now, I'm going to share what was the biggest challenge for us, and that was setting up the way to make sure that the help goes to the right place, that there is an easy way to have the accountability of everything that is going to be happening on the ground, and most importantly, to be able to assist as fast as possible. So we set up a GoFundMe crowdfunding campaign. The purpose was to fundraise 24,000 euros in order to repair homes that were affected by the explosion. So these were homes that were in the surrounding areas they were in the surrounding areas of the explosion, of the place where it happened. And we started our assessment. So our Lebanese Rotary actors on the ground were able to do the assessment of which homes need to be fixed, what is the level of the damage in financial terms, how much would it cost, and how many houses we can impact. If you can proceed now to the next slide, so we can also be able to view this. All right, I would like to present to you now the Rotary Lebanon team. The reason is that because of the complexity and the size of our district, we have national representatives in each one of the districts, and Lebanon does have a biggest portion of our members in the district. So you have already met Yasmina Elassi, our deputy DRR, Mohammed Sabah, our vice district Rotary representative for Lebanon, and George Maroon, which also shares the same role with Mohammed. The Rotary Lebanon team were the ones that have put together the 25 clubs. They have organized the work on the ground, which was happening from day one. From day one, they were able to go in the streets, to assist in cleaning the damages so nobody would end up being injured, and to understand what has happened exactly. Yasmin, I'm going to pass this to you because I can see you're present in quite a few photos as well, so you can tell us exactly what happened.
Thank you, Elena, and thank you for introducing the team. Without the team, it wouldn't have happened, and we wouldn't have successfully started with the project. And I would like you to introduce very briefly the clubs of Lebanon, because they are the soldiers on the ground. We have in Lebanon 25 Rotary clubs across all Lebanon, from the south to the north, and they have almost between 450 and 480 Rotary actors in Lebanon, and now 200 guests. All the clubs in Lebanon decided to work on a national level together jointly with the joint forces, and went to the street in order to make this project successful. And this is thank you to you, Elena, to Astrid, to the team, to everyone, national and international Rotary actor and friends. So when the crowdfund was started, and we started working, the team started working to fundraise money. In parallel, the team in Lebanon started to do assessment on the ground to see the priorities, to see who are the people, what are the priority, and what need is the most to be tackled. So we found that the need that we need here in Lebanon, the basic need, is reconstruction of houses that were wiped away during the blast. So
Yasmina, I'm very sorry. We're like a lot over the time. Can you please show the results that were made from the campaign in order to remain on time and have our next speaker? Can you please show the results? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Astrid. Okay, so we were able to reach 26, as you can see, 26, almost 27,000 euros. And with those money, we were able to do the following. So after doing several events, several meetings, live events with different clubs around the globe, we had different talks, different contributions from different clubs, hundreds of clubs around the globe. We were able to use the money to do reconstruction. So, and one of the biggest events that happened that led to the fundraise of this money is the live event that was held also for was dedicated to Beirut. And these are examples of events that were made from other clubs in order to help us fundraise this money. Please, can we go to the results directly? So that
Please,
I can...
yeah, the slides, please. Can you
please,
move
the
forward?
next. Next. No, to the last. These are before. Next, please. Next.
Next,
We're there.
next.
We're there. We're almost there.
Next.
Okay.
Thank you.
So as you can, before please. Yeah, thank you. So as you can see, these are examples of houses that we were able to reconstruct. So this house did not have any ceiling, and you can see the before a picture where the house was totally damaged, and the picture on the right was the house after reconstruction, and this house cost us $1,350,000. And here I would like to say that every penny is being reported, and every expense and cost will be reported and will be public and transparent to everyone after the whole project will be implemented. Please, next. So this is another house without any ceiling that was leaking. That was also there wasn't any roof, so we were able to construct it, and it took $2,750,000. And here also, while going to the third slide, I would like to say that we're working. We're working with the contractors. We're working with people, and with the less cost and high quality in order to and these are examples of other houses where windows and doors were also damaged, and we were able to fix that. So on behalf of clubs in Lebanon, on behalf of our district, on behalf District 2452, on behalf of all the Rotary actors, and on behalf of Lebanese people, thank you so much for your help, and see you soon.
Thank you so much, Yasmina, to show us all those beautiful results from the campaign that you can find back soon on the social media and on our report that will come soon. And now let's invite one of our main speakers of the day, Jennifer Jones. So we're delighted to have you among us, Jennifer. So I mean, for the people who might not know her and who has not followed social media those last days and those last months, Jennifer is a member of the Rotary Club of Windsor-Roseland in Ontario, Canada, and she's currently the Rotary Foundation trustee. She's nominated to become Rotary International President for 2022 and 2023, and this was for sure a groundbreaking news, as you will become the first woman to hold in the history the office of this organization, Rotary International, of 115 years. You also received Rotary International Service Above Self Award and the Rotary Foundation citation for meritorious service, and you were also the co-chair of the End Polio Now Countdown to History Campaign Committee, which aims to raise 150 million for polio eradication efforts. So thank you again very much, Jennifer, to be here among us today, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Astrid, and thank you to everyone for the wonderful conference that you've been putting on. I've been watching for some time, and the stories certainly have resonated very much in my heart and what you have been able to accomplish. And to Yelena and Yasmina, I know that you went very quickly, and it was a very important subject that you were talking about. And I just want to applaud your efforts for what it is that you have done to help Lebanon stay strong. I know that that is a disaster that, one of the things that we can think of as Rotarians and as Rotaractors is that Rotary connects the world in a way that it removes barriers and boundaries. And so when something horrific like that happens in Lebanon, it touches me here in Canada. It touches someone else in another country in a very profound way. And so today, the conversation that you're having through ICC and Rotaract together to talk about the kinds of things that you're able to do to harness your energy together is so profound. And we know that, peace in Rotary is we build peace through understanding, and dialogue and conversation and learning from each other, like you're doing today, is really the foundation of building peace steps. And as we've listened to things like water and immigration and olives and olive oil, different things like this, the rebuilding of a country after a disaster, one of the hallmarks that we see out of this is the ability for you to act quickly, to make decisive change. And that last project that we just were watching, one of the things that I reflect upon that in this cross-mentorship world between Rotary and Rotaract that is most important to learn from each other. And one of the things I think that we as Rotarians can learn from Rotaractors is the ability to move fast, to move quickly, to identify a need and then tackle it full on. A lot of times something happens, and because of it's the way we've always done it, we lean on things like, oh, let's form a committee, let's figure out how we're going to raise money. You already just told us in a matter of basically 48 hours, you had a game plan, a network in place, funds that you were able to raise, and then be able to put those funds into action in a very, very meaningful way at a time when, not only were you dealing with the disaster, but doing it through the lens of a COVID pandemic. Very, very challenging. And so I applaud your efforts, both of the ICC and of Rotaract, collaborating, working together. That is the way, I mentioned the word mentoring. That is the way forward for all of us, to learn from each other, to take the best, and to understand that meaningful experience for Rotaract and for Rotarians is the way that we stay connected, the way that we build not only our own capacity as individuals and also for the projects that we're creating, but it's the personal growth I think that all of us receive when we're able to do something that absolutely does mean something. And we're really lucky that we have Rotary's areas of focus to be able to organize around, and obviously the Rotary Foundation to be able to help support a lot of the different initiatives that we're working on. And one of the hallmarks of what I have seen on this call today is that there are so many people that have presented that have had a dream, that have said, we believe we can do something about this. And you've taken action steps as people of action to make sure that you're doing something positive in our world. I want to applaud you for that. And one of the last things that I'll share with you as we're talking today is that we have a wonderful opportunity through Rotary's new Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Statement and a new task force that has been formed around this subject to understand better how we bring diverse perspectives together in order to build peace in our world. And the platform that you have created today is one that showcases very poignantly that diversity, equity, and inclusion are the pillars of how we're going to move forward together as Rotaractors, as Rotarians, as ICC. And it's that diverse perspective that we all offer. One of the things that I like to talk about a lot is that if we were looking at things through the lens of only one type of person, if a Rotary Club only contained, for example, only doctors or only lawyers or only bankers, we'd only be looking at things through one lens. But we, and all of you on this group, understand that when we have diverse perspective, when we have equality in gender, equality in age, equality in culture, that is the cornerstone to building a more peace-filled world. And each of the actions that you are taking, each of the stories that you have shared, help to inspire all of us who are listening to know that, even sitting in the confines of our own home during COVID and knowing that we have to be distant, we're doing our good work safely. a number of pictures that you've showcased of several of the projects have showcased how we're able to do this with personal protective equipment and to make sure that we're reaching out and taking care of those around us as well. And so I want to applaud you today, this evening, this afternoon, in the different parts of the world where you are, for the efforts that you are taking to make our world more peaceful. Please understand and please know that all of your hopes and all of your dreams mean something. And, I think it's wonderful that we have this organization behind us that helps to unite us, to bring us together, so that on a Saturday, I can be sitting here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, talking to you in how many different countries are represented on this call, but to know that we're united behind building world peace through understanding. It is something that is completely incredible. I wish you the best with the rest of your event. I know you have many more presenters, and I'll be watching and listening. And thank you so much for your leadership, both the ICC and Rotaract, and for everything that you're doing to make our world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President nominee Jennifer, to have spent some time with us despite your very busy schedule. I believe I speak for all of us when I tell you that we are looking forward to your presidency, and be sure that the Rotaractors and the intercountry committees will be behind you to support you and to participate in your project. And now let's resume our Rotaract presentations with Sirma.
Thank you, Cyril. So we will move on with the Free IC presentation, and Jad will be with us. So Jad Salam is from Lebanon. He is the Vice President of Rotaract Mediterranean MDIO, and he is working very actively on our peacemaking projects and also in our Free IC events. So Jad, it's your turn.
Okay, hello everyone. So thank you, Sirma. So I'll present to you now the Free IC. Free IC is one of our biggest achievements during the past years, one of our biggest partnership towards peace. Next slide, please. Okay, so how it started, actually Free ICs is a initiative done by Kyle Emil from the US to promote free intelligent conversations and promote deep conversation between random people. First, some members from Rotaract France saw this amazing initiative and started doing their Free ICs in their clubs within the MDIO of France. After that, ourselves, Rotaract Mediterranean and Rotaract Europe, were amazed by this initiative, and we saw that it perfectly fit with our objectives. That's why we decided to cooperate and partnership for the first time, our two MDOs partnership for the first time with Free IC, and we moved this initiative to a whole new level. Next slide, please. So why we are doing this and why we decided Free IC? Because we want to encourage meaningful face-to-face conversations, to celebrate each other's differences, to break down social barriers, challenges, and stereotypes, and to promote peace and strengthen the ties we have with our communities. Next slide. So how do we start these conversations? It's very easy, actually. All you need to all what we are doing is to go public, to a public place, hold up a sign that read Free IC, Free Intelligent Conversation, and then talk with people about anything and everything. We have predetermined questions like the one you saw. It's questions, very deep questions. So we'll be talking deep conversations with random people, what will build up, what will share culture exchanges, and build up relationships. And actually, something that we are proud of, after the lockdown, we decided why not to have virtual editions of Free IC. And it was an amazing idea because we went live through Zoom and other platforms. And that way we could have international Free ICs with people from different country. Like you can see in the pictures, those are pictures taken from Rotaract Free ICs around the world. You can see here in this picture, people from more than 12 countries. Where do we stand now? So far, we have done more than 100 Rotaract Free ICs. Also, more than 100 clubs participated from 40 different countries. So that's amazing. We also succeeded to build a lot of social and friend relationships. And finally, something we are proud of is that we inspired other MDIOs who are holding now this Free IC and joined us in doing their own Free ICs. And not only MDIOs and Rotaract clubs, but also organizations and companies. Like, for example, in October, we were contacted by the Manama Entrepreneurship Week, the biggest entrepreneurship event in Bahrain. And they saw our Free ICs and decided to do it themselves. So we did it for them through Zoom. And we did it with 30 different entrepreneurs from the Middle East. So it's really getting bigger and bigger, this initiative. Those are some feedbacks from international Rotaractors. After participating in our Free ICs, they are giving their great feedback about this initiative and how they made friends, they connected, and they had meaningful conversations. And finally, we invite you all, anyone who wants to join the movement and hold your own Free ICs. And for sure, we're continuing for this partnership in our future years. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so now we will move on with the Save the Bees project. So as we all know, peace, the word of peace is actually related to many fields. And one of these fields are the environmental issues. And today, access to food is a really great issue regarding the problem of hunger and malnutrition. So now I'm leaving the floor to Mate Vosner, member of Rotary Club of Slovan Gradec, as the project manager at International Bee Rotary Fellowship. So, hello, Mate.
Hello. Hello to everyone. My name is Matej, and I am a member of Rotary Club Slovan Gradec from Slovenia. And I'm proud beekeeper after my grandfather. And that's why it wasn't a complete coincidence that I was one of the initiators of the project Save the Bees last May on the World Bee Day. The idea of our project was to show and demonstrate to people how the world without bees and other pollinators would look like. More precisely, we showed to everyone how the supermarket would look like without them. So we removed all the fruits and all the vegetables from the store, and the results were almost completely empty shelves. So customers entering the store were absolutely shocked when they realized that there are no apples, no strawberries, no tomatoes, and so on. Maybe one statistical information in this regard, the experts estimate that around 70% of all plant species are dependent on pollination of bees and other pollinators. And on the project day, we set with the production team dozens of hidden cameras to the store to catch as many customers' reaction as possible. And the result is the video that I'm going to share with you in a couple of seconds. The video went viral.
Na začetku je pa malo bil šok, no.
Jabolke, banane, hruške pa take stvari. Če ne bi bilo čebel, ne bi bilo sadežev, ker čebele to oprašijo.
Tudi sam sem razočaran, letos sem opazval na Breskah, skoraj ni bilo čebelic.
Če ne bo čebel, tudi nas ne bo.
Preveč govorimo, premalo dejanja.
Ljudje se moramo zavedati, da vsaki tretji žlici rečemo hvala, čebela hvali opraševalci.
So at the end, I would like to thank for the invitation and that I was able to present our project Save the Bees to international Rotary community. I'd like to take advantage of this opportunity and invite all Rotary, Rotaract and Interact clubs who are interested in bees-related projects to write to me because I am the project manager of the newly founded International Bee Rotary Fellowship. We are namely continuing with organizing different projects related to bees. So if you have any idea of international project or you would like to cooperate with us, just let us know. Last but not least, if the bee disappears from the surface of the earth, man would have no more than 4 years to live. This is supposed to be Albert Einstein quote, and our project Save the Bees proved he was right. So no bees, no food, no people, and no life. So let's take care of Earth and nature. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sirma, and thank you for all the Rotaract presenters. I want to congratulate you for those amazing projects. Without any doubt, you are contributing to making a better world. And now I have the great pleasure to welcome Rotary International Director for the Zone 21 and 22. Katarina Kotsali Papadimitriou earned her architecture degree from the School of Architecture, École Nationale Supérieure des Beaux-Arts in Paris. She holds a doctorate in human geography. Since 1980, she has worked as an independent architect in Athens, planning house, office, and public buildings. Like some of us, Director Katarina is a former Rotaractor. In 1993, she was inducted into the Rotary Club of Pandeli, making it the first mixed-gender club in Greece. She has served Rotary in many capacities, including member of the Rotary Foundation Cadre of Technical Advisors, Rotary Public Image Coordinators, Rotary International President's Representatives. In 2009, she led Greece's first National Immunization Day team in Moradabad in India, where she went door to door administering polio vaccine to children. Director Katarina has received several recognitions, including the Avenue of Service citation, the Rotary Foundation Regional Service Award for a Polio-Free World, and the Rotary Foundation citation for meritorious services. She and her husband, George, are major donors to the Rotary Foundations. Katarina, good afternoon. Thank you very much for being with us. Like our president, you are known to be a supporter of the Rotaract and the inter-country committees. Once again, you have answered positively to our invitation, and we are very happy. As we come to an end to this conference, could you tell us, as the RI Director of the Mediterranean Zone, what you view your aims on what is or what could be the role of Rotary International, and especially the ICCs and the Rotaract, to help to promote peace in the region?
Thank you, Cyril, for this warm introduction. And I really appreciate all the efforts the ICC members and the Rotaractors are doing to promote peace. I would like to have at the beginning a different approach. Peace is, in any way we may conceive its meaning, is a true realistic goal for Rotary. Peace is not achieved only through treaties among governments or heroic battles. It is something we may seek and obtain in our everyday life in many simple ways. The notion of peace has various nuances. The truth is that peace means different things to different people. An interpretation should not be disregarded. In whatever way we use the word, this is what peace primarily means for us. Regardless of how we use the word or we understand peace, Rotary can help us achieve it. We should seek peace first in our inner ego, in our family, in our professional and social environment, and extend it to our club, to our district, to our country, to our nation. As a humanitarian organization, peace is the cornerstone of the mission of Rotary. The people on this planet have a sacred right to peace, and protecting this right is a primary obligation of the state. These words incorporated in the Declaration for the People's Right to Peace and adopted by the General Assembly of the United Nations in 1984 clearly prove that the collective right to peace is a matter of major importance for the entire humanity. The content of peace should take a more specific and more integrated form by the international community before the development of procedures for its enforcement in the framework of a state of justice, as it is open quite often to several different interpretations by the states. Real peace relies on the need for justice and not the acquisition of adequate mechanisms to prevent the use of violence. Unless there is respect and observance of other primary rights, we cannot talk about peace. As former General Secretary of the United Nations, Kofi Annan said, where there is poverty, there is terrorism as well. When armed conflict, political instability, and economic depression affect nations or communities, the challenges of facing basic human needs multiply at an alarming rate. To a significant degree, the failure to provide for those needs, food, water, shelter, healthcare, literacy, jobs, and human rights, is the root cause of conflict. Left unresolved, conflicts intensify and expand, generating even greater problems. Trained peacemakers are favorable to breaking the cycle of desolation and despair. Coming to your question, how can Rotary contribute toward understanding and fellowship? I'll try to give a global approach in the frame of my short presentation. Let's start from moral values. Are moral values a prerequisite for peace? The Rotary Code of Ethics is based on the well-known 4-way test. We test ourselves every day. We ask if what we think, say, or do is the truth. Is it fair to all concerned? It will build goodwill and better friendships, and will it be beneficial to all concerned? Rotarians adopting a code of moral principles and values improve themselves and, leading by example, contribute to the improvement of the society. The correlation between moral values and peace could be the topic of a profound discussion with philosophical extensions. I hope we'll have the opportunity to carry such a conversation in the future. For instance, a soldier who killed someone during a war, is he a hero or is he guilty? So I should really appreciate if we could have such a conversation in the future. Peace cannot exist unless there is war. These are the two sides of a coin. They constitute an opposing doublet, as it happens everywhere, not only in nature, but also in economic and social relations. Dialectic interaction of beings and phenomena, social and natural, is the motive power of evolution, the eternal law of the operation of the universe. We humans, who are different from the other beings on earth, we stood up, we could raise our eyes up to the sky We are the only beings that could intervene in our environment and change the world, the way it looks. And we invented war and peace. We must try to expand the periods of peaceful coexistence for as long as possible, contributing to our welfare as well as the welfare of our descendants. Equipped with education, knowledge, plus ethos and justice, we must enhance tolerance and mutual understanding globally. Moreover, we should enhance true friendship and unprejudiced interaction with other people, regardless of skin color, religion, or political beliefs. The DEI, Diversity, Equity and Inclusion statement, has been broadly adopted by Rotary and is highly promoted, and this is very, very important. We must foster economic, intellectual, and cultural changes in terms of equity among all the states and the nations on earth. Working together in this direction, we may hope that we shall foster peace building. For us, Rotarians, moral values is a prerequisite for peace. Of course, we have a lot of programs. The previous presenters have really made excellent presentations in this, so I'll just go through very quickly. We have the Rotary Peace Centers, through which Rotary contributes to the establishment of peace and conflict. The Rotary Foundation is equipping individuals with the professional training and the necessary experience to prevent or resolve conflict. Our Rotary Peace Centers have trained over 1,300 peace fellows to become effective catalysts for peace through careers in government, education, NGOs, and international organizations like the United Nations and the World Bank. Our members have negotiated humanitarian ceasefires in areas of conflict, helped polio vaccinators, reach children, and much more. Rotary creates environments of peace through networking. For instance, twinning of clubs between countries that face national differences, and the organization of common events can promote peace. And of course, the inter-country committees. The inter-country committees is not a Rotary program, and I believe we should really focus on making it one of the main Rotary programs. It's an excellent way of bridging bridges of communication between countries and enhance peace building. Inter-country committees provide more opportunities to the global understanding, friendship, and promotion of peace, establishing long-term relationships between two countries in the same region or far away. Through working together on common projects, ICC enhances essentially a climate for mutual understanding and peace. And of course, in each country, there is surveillance and stewardship of all these projects, and the work you are doing is absolutely fabulous and wonderful, and it's the best way to contribute to a peace-building culture in our area. Including Rotaractors in the activities of ICC strengthen the effectiveness and address the desire for peace of the new generations. Coming now to our beautiful Mediterranean area, and especially Eastern Mediterranean, for which I'm responsible. We face huge problem. We have conflicting areas, environmental issues, migration issues. The pandemic made things even worse. So in this area, there is enough place for action for the ICCs and for the Rotaract. You know that Zone 21 covers a large geographical area going from Eastern Europe up to Central Asia, to Middle East, to the countries of the Arabic Gulf. So this area, it's really a volcano, as you know, nowadays. Despite the fact that we face conflict, many countries having differences coexist harmoniously under our Rotary banner. Peace is more than just the absence of violence. Peace is ensuring that there is justice for all. Rotary International is the leader in the study of peace and conflict and helps address the root causes of conflict and create conditions that foster peace. On this occasion, I would like to highlight the great example of Cyprus, where the two communities, Turkish and Greek, work together, and through global grants, they accomplished excellent projects. Yesterday, we inaugurated a great project in the Karaizkayo Foundation. And from these projects, both communities profit. This is a great example that I love to speak about because it shows that in Rotary, we can overpass ourselves, we can overpass a lot of difficulties and differences in politics, in culture, in religion, in everything. Our recent Zone 21 Institute welcomed new voices, especially Rotaractors and youth. And I believe that it has been a success because our guest stars were young people, were our youth, our future, you know. We involved in our conversation Rotary Peace Scholars and alumni who are eager to work for Rotary. There is an important human resource which Rotary has not yet effectively utilized, and it is really a pity, and we should focus on this. A panel discussion, Peace is Possible, moderated by Ambassador Walter Geiger, primary representative of Rotary International to United Nations in Geneva and board member of the Rotary Action Group for Peace, highlighted the significant contribution of new generations in peace building. The scope of this discussion was not only to express a wish that we want peace in general, but to open a dialogue on how Rotary can specifically contribute to peace building in our region. Young Rotarians joined to open opportunities for bridging differences and work on concrete projects on peace. We have this kind of project. We heard about certain projects during this wonderful conference. We have another project for Bosnia and Herzegovina. So this is the meaning of an institute, I believe, not just to deliver speeches, but to go from theory to action. The positive thoughts of those wonderful young people, their openness of mind and their commitment to serve as peace ambassadors allow us to be optimistic for a more peaceful world in our region. I sincerely hope that this discussion is just a beginning for coordinated efforts promoting a peace culture in our Rotary world, and especially in our region, the Mediterranean region, suffering so much from conflict. Our aim has been to open opportunities for a fruitful dialogue and continue our discussion after all our Rotary events, like our institutes, like today, this great conference. And as Mother Teresa says, peace begins with a smile. Thank you for your commitment to Rotary. Thank you, members of the ICCs. Thank you, dear Rotaractors, for all your efforts to establish peace in our beautiful Rotary world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Katerina, to be here for this very incredible speech. Thank you very much for all what you gave to us during this great motivational talk. And we will never thank you enough for this good highlights and great vision that you got. So this event is now going until the end, going at the end. We all hope that you enjoyed it very much. I would just like to highlight a special thanks to the board members, at least from the Rotaract, who helped, that are part of the Rotaract Mediterranean team and that are helping through this project, who are Jad Salam, Pauline Amiel, Mariam Sheli, Sirmar Gurol, and also with the help of Mahmoud Karoui. So thank you very much to them. Without them, this event will not be there today. For sure, like Cyril, you also were a great contributor, and we will never thank you enough for the opportunity of having this event. And I will leave the floor to you if you want to give another conclusion, but it was wonderful to have both talks that present Rotary and Rotaract projects and also highlight that in a peace mindset.
Thank you, Astrid. As our conference is coming to an end, I will thank to all the participants who have joined us this afternoon. We apologize for the few technical problems we have encountered. Thanks to the technology, we can stay in contact in this time of pandemic, but often it likes to play with us. Thank you very much for all the speakers. Thanks again to President Holger, President nominee Jennifer, and Director Katarina for your presence. A special thanks to the organizing team, Astrid, Jeanne, Sirma, Mohamed, Pauline, Mariam, Bertrand, Marcel. Forgive me if I have forgotten someone. A special thanks also to Governor nominee Magali Fuss-Rabaté from District 1619 in Bordeaux in France. Magali has been sharing with us her talent to the interpretation of our conference in French. Merci beaucoup, Magali. Dear Astrid, it has been a great pleasure working with Rotaract Mediterranean MDRO to organize this conference with you. You and your team are definitely an asset for our organization, and you can be very proud of your accomplishment. I know it was the first in our collaborations, but certainly not the last. Once again, this conference has demonstrated that Rotaract and the intercountry committees provide an additional means for Rotary clubs and Rotarians and Rotaractors to fulfill the responsibilities of the fourth avenue of service, which is international understanding, goodwill, and peace. Please do not forget to plan to attend and to register to the 2021 Rotary Pre-Convention meeting in Taipei, Taiwan, ICC Opportunity for Peace. Dear participants, thank you for having been here with us this afternoon. I wish you a great weekend, and please stay safe and take care.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. Well, send them your heart, so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free. As God has shown us by turning stone to bread, and so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. When you're down and out, and there seems no hope at all. But if you just believe, there's nowhere